Do you have a parent or parents that need to maybe start considering an assisted living situation? It's time to sell the bigger home. We're going to talk about just that today with my client and friend, Angela. You've been on a journey with your 82-year-old father. Let's visit a little bit about that because I think we have a lot of people out there in your shoes, Angela.
I think so. And it's definitely been a journey. But I would say one of the key things is plan ahead. Mm-hmm. These wait lists are very long, mm-hmm. And you got to get started early.
Yeah.
But the second thing is get help. Mm-hmm. Bringing in that professional resource that's done this before. That's a great third party. That's somebody other than me talking to my dad.
Yeah, that's important.
Really has made a difference. And I would say the third thing is probably resources. Cari Ann has an amazing amount of resources that are way beyond real estate, but packers and movers and organizers and sellers and all sorts of things that make the job a lot easier. For people like me that I'm still working full time, still managing my own house, my own family, my own relationships.
Such a common place for so many right now.
And so I can't do it all by myself.
Well, and it's an interesting thing because when you look at the population right now, Angela, we have a significant growing aging population. So we are the kids to these parents that are, well, we'll say late 70s into up to 95, right? Mm-hmm. If we're lucky enough, 100, right? Or longer if possible. The challenge here is when. When do you start dialing into that conversation with parents? It's a hard conversation. And even at our young age, our parents, as we're getting older, really have a hard time hearing about these next steps from just one lens. So building a team around not only a support group for the kids, well, AKA you and your husband, Patrick, but the adult, the parent that's considering this major life transition.
For sure.
It's got to be heard through perspectives that resonate, and it's exciting and fun, and it can really be. You are absolutely right. The growing opportunity right now for these lifestyle accommodations for our elders is growing rapidly. It's also filling really, really quickly. So starting the conversation earlier on, your dad is completely healthy. He's in great shape.
Yes.
He's in great shape.
And grandma lived to 107 and his dad lived to 96. Yeah. So I think he has many years ahead of him.
So when you lose a spouse, which I have a lot of clients in this situation right now, your mom sadly passed last year. So now you have a parent by themselves in their home. And yes, it could be fine. But when you're really thinking about the quality of life and you're thinking about socializing and, we can only spend so much time, right? When your career kids, adults, and you've got your own life, there's only so many hours in the day, in the week, in the month, in the year. So being able to be a part of a collaborative social environment that really allows for really every amenity possible. And granted, there's a financial component to that, which we'll talk about. There's varying sizes, shapes, price points for an environment like this. Hence the reason we're in the middle right now of talking about selling dad's home so he can take the bucket of money and have that resource available to move into what will be, most of them are like a rental situation. Right. So let's talk about that because you've interviewed. Tell them about how and what you've done through this journey to get him acclimated to the idea because it's a great idea.
Well, I've looked at all sorts of things, including like trying to really understand what he wants. And so the area that he wants to be in, the types of activities he would be interested in, why exactly we're looking for a move. And I was able to narrow it down actually to 5 places.
5 of how many?
I think 500 in all of the Twin Cities, 50 in what I'm calling this Northeast corridor that's particularly relevant to my dad. And 5, we narrowed it down to, I visited them all first and
Number
interviewed.
1, she interviewed all of them first.
And understood pricing and understood the differences and had an opinion.
Yeah.
But then was able to firmly recommend to my dad what we should do. He's visited together, the two of us.
So every week you would take him out to do an interview.
Right.
So it wasn't overwhelming, and it wasn't like you're making the decision for him.
Not at all. Most importantly, he's fully able to make the decision for himself, and he will do that. He will choose his money. He will choose his place. He will choose what's right for him.
And choices
I'm just
huge.
a facilitator in this process.
I think a lot of the families out there, I think it's identifying who the facilitator will be and understanding that the secret sauce here is everybody wants control of their life. So our parents don't want to be told what to do. Certainly by their kids, right? They don't want that. And they want to feel like they're well informed and they're able to have logic. So there needs to be logic to the decision-making process. So that's where the perspective of having a realtor in place to understand this is where the money's at. What's the cost, the pay to play, right? To move into this transition. How long? What are the services available? That's all consolidated information now. You just need to know where to get it. And it's not necessarily easy. It's not like one big funnel where all this information is located, is it?
Right.
You did a lot of research.
Absolutely. And you have to, and it's not apples to apples either. So you have to do a lot of your trying to boil it down like that so that you can share that in a logical, straightforward way with Dad.
Yeah. So your top three takeaways from this entire process, because you're very close right now. We're going to be going on the market before probably the end of July, maybe August 1 on Dad's place. You've identified more than likely the location. And in your case, if there is a wait list, a quick comment on this, a lot of people don't realize, explain to them the entry point. We're going into a smaller space to get into the ideal space.
That's exactly it. And some places don't allow that, but some places do. My dad really wants a 2-bedroom because that's more the larger size that he's used to. But if you go into a studio or a 1-bedroom, they sometimes are easier to get into, shorter wait lists. But then that puts you on the inside track. To get on for the 2-bedroom. So for instance, the place that we're looking at, he would be 4th in line for a 2-bedroom, as opposed to coming in externally where he would be 19th. So crazy. It's a pain to move twice, and it's a pain to have a smaller space, but I think it's better in the long run.
Well, it's getting, first of all, understanding. I think a lot of families that I deal with avoid the subject altogether, frankly, because they feel fully overwhelmed. And then the idea of the whole wait list, they just stall out. Basically, if there's a stall out happening. So I'm doing a whole series on this subject because we do a lot of this work. Wrote the book for all of the families out there that now the kids are gone and they're rambling around in a big house and they don't really need all that space anymore. And some of them at an age that fall into this category, frankly, that you might want to consider a lifestyle building. I've got so many options like that, and it's quite lovely. I mean,
quite lovely.
Everything imaginable.
Absolutely.
Amazing food, activities,
countertops.
Boat,
I feel like Patrick said I should get on the wait list ourselves for one of them.
Well, and speaking of which, if this is actually a concern and you are thinking like that, you do want to start doing the interviewing now. If you know that you don't want to be responsible for a single family life anymore and you're a well-traveled person, this is not a nursing home. Most importantly, understanding when we think like this is about functionality and lifestyle and simplicity and ease. There's many, many people that are well-traveled that go into a 55-plus community that's a layered services community. It's less expensive in the end when you look at tax base and ownership of a home. It's a place in your life. Really, in my mind, most of my clients at 65 plus, that's when the juices start flowing. The secret sauce here is not moving again. So the facilities are set up in stages. So if, God forbid, something were to happen where there's a memory care issue or some type of nursing necessary. Those systems are built into the DNA, and a lot of people don't get that.
Right. In fact, there's 6 levels of assisted living
It's
themselves.
interesting.
The very first level is just simple, like giving medicines in the morning and at night. And so it's age in place, it's continuous care, it's move once, never move again.
Right.
The care comes to you.
Yeah,
And
it's
this
brilliant.
becomes your home forever.
And I think that the most important piece to all of this is looking at it with excitement and positive
And readiness.
influence and absolutely, and not looking at it. I think immediately people going into a nursing home, and that's not what it is.
Well, and only 3% of people go into a nursing home.
Isn't that interesting?
I learned during this journey.
3%.
And because
Interesting.
independent living and these 6 levels of assisted living can accommodate 97% of people.
That's crazy. Okay, well, really good information. We're going to definitely write a blog on this. So I'll have Angela put some PowerPoints together for it. I think it's important.
I do.
There's a huge population of people out there. I'm visiting with you every day. We deal with a lot of this life transition. I always say the 4 quarters of life. Don't put your head in the sand when you're getting to the quarter where you have to make those hard decisions, because they don't have to be hard if you have the right team around you.
Right.
There you go. Thank you, darling.
Thank you.